Don't judge a book by its cover. If I had to guess, just from seeing a few seconds of this video, you're probably already judging Epic Dumpster Bear pretty harshly. However, once you look past the intentionally bad pre-made Unity assets, you'll find that this $5 indie game is one of the best platformers on the PS4. I'm not kidding, it's fantastic. If you don't believe me, stick around and by the end of the video, hopefully I can change your mind. Full disclosure, I received an early press copy of Epic Dumpster Bear on PS4. This isn't my first time playing this game though, as the PS4 version, Dumpster Fire Redux, is a director's cut of the 2016 original that only released on the Wii U. I bought that version on a whim one day because the premise was just hilarious. A 2D side-scroller where you play as a bear on his journey to take down evil, greedy corporations? Count me in, that's just crazy enough to work. Like you, I expected this game to be terrible on principle, but I was blown away by how fun Dumpster Bear was. If you want my full thoughts on the game, I have a full review of that Wii U version that you can check out, but for now, I want to give you an overview of what this new PS4 version offers and tell you why you should give it a shot. First and foremost, the basics. You take control of Dumpster Bear, a bear displaced from his forest home by an evil corporation. After eating out of dumpsters for a while, the bear decides that he's had enough and vows to fight back and take down the corporate overlords. To do so, he'll travel through several distinct worlds, including his destroyed former home, a desert, a tundra, an Asian temple, and even space. The game houses over 60 levels, including boss fights, a whole world of bonus missions, and some challenge levels exclusive to this director's cut. Originally, these were gimmicky touchscreen levels, but in Dumpster Fire Redux, you'll be tasked with jumping your way around, well, dumpster fires. Throughout each level, there are yellow coins that you can use as currency to unlock those dumpster fire levels, as well as 3 red coins that are more difficult to reach. Beating a level will earn you a salmon, and getting all 3 red coins will earn you another. As you can probably see, Dumpster Bear quite clearly takes inspiration from the NES Super Mario Bros. Games. The blocky level design, the basic enemies and hazards, jumping on enemy heads to defeat them, hell, you even climb up some blocks at the end of most levels before you leap onto a target, this game's version of the flagpole. Where you land on that target determines the bonus points you'll earn on that level, with a max of 100 for getting the bullseye. For every 100 points you accumulate, you'll unlock a stamp. These were originally used for Nintendo's Miiverse service, but here they serve no purpose. I honestly expected these would have been taken out, but nope. So far the game sounds pretty basic, and generally it is. What makes it stand out from the crowd is its near-perfect controls. Despite Dumpster Bear looking like a generic Unity game, the developer at Log Games handmade his ideal physics engine. Dumpster Bear has some of the most fluid controls that I've ever seen. I haven't played this game in well over a year, but the moment I loaded up Dumpster Fire Redux, I felt right at home with the mechanics. Despite the blocky Mario-esque level design, the game actually has a heavy emphasis on momentum, almost akin to the Sonic the Hedgehog games. You'll very quickly acclimate yourself to the movement, and once you do, you'll really see this game's magic start to come out. Many levels, like Sonic, have a faster, more difficult upper path, as well as a simple but slower lower path. Flying through the top path without missing a beat is one of the most euphoric platforming experiences around. Nearly every block, every enemy placement, every jump, and even the timing of the enemy and hazard movements has seemingly been tested again and again to ensure that you can complete each level in one fluid motion. Dumpster Bear himself has a good level of give to him when he's in the air, so even when you're jumping you have some wiggle room to pull back or speed up. This, as well as the wall jump, negates many of the potential mistakes that you might make. One of my bigger issues with the original Wii U version was that there was no extra incentive to focus on perfecting the levels, and thankfully in Dumpster Fire Redux, there's a time attack that'll earn you bonus medals for completing the levels quickly. Simply put, Dumpster Bear at points can be a speedrunner's dream. That said, it can also be a speedrunner's nightmare at other times. There are some levels that auto-scroll, which in my opinion goes against the entire methodology of this game. The hitboxes on enemies and hazards isn't always clear either. For example, every now and then 2 different floor blocks don't line up perfectly, leading Dumpster Bear to get caught up on the lip and come to a complete stop. When you're crouching to dodge an obstacle, make sure you wait until it's well past you to even think about letting go of the down button, as the uncrouch animation doesn't line up with the hitbox. You'll take damage as soon as you uncrouch, even if Dumpster Bear himself is still ducking under the hazard. Additionally, I don't usually feel confident in the enemy hitboxes. Minus that crouching issue, the hitboxes on the obstacles are pixel perfect, which means that I can weave through even the tightest of spots without much trouble. When I'm moving at a casual pace though, I always find myself over or undershooting the enemies. It's only when I'm moving at a slower pace that I feel this concern. If I'm blasting through a level at full speed, I know I can trust the level design to reward me for my quick reflexes. Now, even with all of these smaller issues, in the vast majority of situations, I can clearly find that my death was my fault and I can learn from it. The difficulty curve, challenge levels notwithstanding, is very gradual, with new mechanics being introduced and played with constantly. If you're really struggling, you can always use 100 yellow coins to buy an extra hit when you restart. Most levels have a checkpoint as well, which helps cut into the difficulty a little bit without having to cut back on the unique and challenging level design. Even then, most levels won't last much longer than a minute once you start going for those speed medals, so death is never much more than a minor hindrance. Some levels also have secret exits to unlock other bonus levels, and these bonus levels bring about some power-ups, such as a bomb throw to blow up rocks, a rotten fish that gives Dumpster Bear a fart double jump, or even angel wings that turn the game into a shoot 'em up. Despite reusing art constantly, no two levels in Dumpster Bear feel the same, and that's a huge testament to the quality of the levels themselves. The only points where the difficulty curves significantly is during the boss fights at the end of each world, but that's not the kind of curve you might think. With the exception of the first fight, they're nearly identical to the original, and that's a bit of a problem because they're disgustingly easy. This clip right here is my first attempt at one of the later bosses in the game. It's just kinda sad. Before I wrap it up, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Yes, the game looks like garbage. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, this is an intentional design choice. The one-man team at Log Games, by his own admission, is no artist. And he thought that literally dumpster diving for assets in Unity would be a fun experiment. I understand firsthand that Unity art is quite often a bad sign. I've reviewed the king of bad Unity games in Life of Black Tiger, and almost every month one of the PS Plus games I have to review is made in Unity. This is one of the only Unity games I've seen that steers into that reputation. The tongue-in-cheek dialogue is hilarious, and Dumpster Bear was chosen as the main character specifically because of how funny his run animation looks. Watching a bear run on two stubby hind legs and take on mummies, drones with cows, and the cover of an Avenged Sevenfold album certainly doesn't make for a cohesive gameplay experience, but it never gets old. It runs at a smooth 60 frames per second too, although every now and then some of the moving hazards like these swinging axes seem to jitter a bit. And to make up for the lacking visual design, the soundtrack is superb. These tunes get stuck in your head incredibly quickly, and the music always drives you forward without subconsciously making you rush. It's a bit of a surreal experience playing a game that looks this poor but sounds and plays this well. Epic Dumpster Bear Dumpster Fire Redux is $5 on PSN and Steam. If you have $5 to spare and you're a fan of Platforming Challenge, trust me, give it a shot. Odds are you'll fall in love with it in spite of the art, and if you're really into it, you may go for the game's Platinum Trophy. I didn't even know $5 games could get a Platinum Trophy, but this game finds a way to keep me coming back for more, so I have a feeling I'll be getting it sooner or later. Epic Dumpster Bear is proof that looks can be deceiving. Thanks for watching. Do you think you're gonna give Epic Dumpster Bear a shot? Let me know down in the comments below, and while you're there, make sure you subscribe for entertaining and in-depth game reviews and much more.